Oh man, what's going on? It's the Wolf, and I'm right here with my guy.
Jay Hill, man, what's poppin'? You already know what time it is, man. Trading Thoughts, we here.
Episode 7, let's get it. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Magnum Lifestyle Media for putting all this together on the production side. We appreciate you guys.
Professionals.
And I just want to go ahead and get this out the way. Shout out to, I'm gonna come back to it.
You good?
No, it's Udi's Otis. That's what it is. Shout out to, he sponsored me with this gear. Udi's,
Okay.
Udi's Otis. I had to get it right. I promised him I wasn't gonna butcher his shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's Udi's Otis. And he said it was inspired by him being the oldest child to his father. So I wanted to shout him out. Y'all want to sponsor us with some gear, make sure y'all get at us. Y'all can hit us in a DM or y'all can hit us for a P.O. box and y'all can send us something. We're here on the show.
We got a P.O. box and shit?
Nah, but we're going to have one at this episode.
Nigga will make some shit. Hit us in a P.O. box.
I got a P.O. box, but still, I got a P.O. box, but we're going to have a joint. We're going to have a P.O. box. People might want to send us some merch. I was just going to let you send your shit to mine. I was being generous.
I mean, that's fine, because I don't have no P.O. box. So, you know, I feel like only stars have P.O. boxes and shit.
Bro, I keep telling you I'm a star.
Oh, my bad. You got it.
No, so damn, I know I didn't get a chance to actually catch the speech of Hove live, right? But I did see the clips.
I ain't catch it either,
So, all right, bet. So we in the same boat. But all right, let's talk about that though. Damn, after 20 years, you know what I mean? Hove give Dame some acknowledgement. Dame want to call it truce. He want to make amends to, you know, just putting that whatever the issue was aside. How you feel about that? What's your perspective?
I mean, it's been long enough. I feel like it sounded like it was over some business shit for real. You know, I think friends can have differences. Well, the thing I hate about it is when the differences like, you know, fuck up the friendship. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you should be able to like, you should be able to have your differences and still be friends.
No, that's a fact.
I think that business, I guess a lot of people say business, you should separate business and personal.
Yeah.
When it's really hard to do that because sometimes business is personal.
You think it's hard to do that though?
Hell yeah. Like when you put a lot of energy and effort into something, it becomes personal. It becomes a part of you.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like, if two people do this together and then one person want to go another way, I can see how
it could be lost in translation and get taken personal.
Exactly. So
yeah,
I think, and I think this been hanging over Dame head for a long time. Every time he do interviews, he complains about people asking the same questions and shit like that.
Facts.
Because I think that's the last thing we see Dame as, right?
They're not letting him outgrow. They're not letting his work, you know, outgrow that time period.
But I think it's because, like, just from I don't want to be ignorant in this, and I know I might be ignorant to him because he appreciates what he's doing. But to the masses, it's not big enough. I guess it's not like people aren't gravitating to it in the majority. Whereas though Jay-Z, he's had plenty of success with Beyonce. He has success with his liquor brands. He has success with the music. So it's easier to look past the things that was in the past. You know what I'm saying? When it's like, when we think of Dame, it's like Rockefeller.
Because I guess when you're saying from a standpoint of like what went, like from a national standpoint of like all of the work he put in. But if you ever watched his interview, like he's very like happy with like, you know, with his success. Like, and he is still very successful. I think when people compare his success to Jay-Z's success and a different path they took, they don't acknowledge the fact that he did what he wanted to do.
Right.
So it's not like he feel like he failed. Hove got the amount of success he wanted by his route, and Dame did the same thing. It's just when you try to measure him, it's like, oh, Hove is more successful because he did X, Y, and Z, and we only remember Dame from here. But Dame put out movies. He been doing a lot. Like I actually been for the last couple of years been able to catch some of his interviews and shit, just trying to get an understanding for his mindset. Cause like I feel like I understand how he think and like you know like the way he approach things, even when a lot of people don't. You know what I mean? I just felt like I sat there and I watched him like damn, I could kind of see his perspective, but I also see Hove's perspective too. From what we know, of course, like not only like we behind the fucking scene, you know what's really going on. But to your point about the whole business friendship could get personal, I feel like it is rare for people to be able to separate the two. And like I appreciate when like you able to do business with your friend and still be friends outside of the business, because like it really, I feel like we in the black community take it the most personal, right? Because like I've heard stories about like, you know, like I won't even disclose names, but like a friend of mine, he told me a story that he talked to like a billionaire, whatever the case may be. And he told him like, yo, I don't even stop speaking to people for less than $3 million. Like, so it's like, let somebody owe you $3 million. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how would that, you be talking about personal over a disagreement, like somebody, $3 million, somebody might feel like that's worthy of taking somebody's life or whatever the case may be. So I feel like that's something we got to work on. But I do see how it can be taken personal because we passionate about our shit.
Right.
So it's like, damn, I put a lot of time, energy, and effort in this shit, and it didn't go the way we thought it was going to go. And not only that, it's like, especially if somebody got left out to dry or whatever the case may be. So It's just rare if you could find people where you could be friends and do business and really establish that. Like, man, this shit might not work, but you still my dog.
The guy that you were saying, he said he was a billionaire.
No, I didn't say he was. I said he talked to him.
The billionaire said he's not going to get upset and that's $3 million.
Yeah,
but that's from a billionaire. So to somebody that, I mean, that's a millionaire.
I don't disagree with that.
You know what I'm saying? It could be that $3 million could very much so be 100,000, right?
But still, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So like I say that to say, like, for me, to be honest, I never really had a situation where my friendship had stopped on business because of a dollar amount.
Yeah, 100%.
And I try, we try to keep the business right, so it won't get to that point because I've seen it. I'm fortunate. We're fortunate enough to see these people make mistakes in our eyes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
so like,
yeah.
and not saying that their mistakes are fortunate, but we're fortunate enough as creatives to see people make mistakes.
To learn from them.
Yeah, like Joe Budden with the situation with Roy and Mal, even other people that make small mistakes, you know what I'm saying? So I say it with Gilly and the guy from Philly, the other dude that was the engineer, I forgot the nigga name.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I say that to say, I've never had that experience, but I would hate for that to happen.
Right.
So like, even if it's not personal, like even if it's not personal, if it's business and like you feel like somebody got over on you on some money, it's like, yo, nah, I don't fuck with that.
No, yeah, I can see that, but like the mindset I'm working on developing is just like, yo, they did better business, right? Like I feel like if we inherit that mindset, we won't take shit so personal because when it's business, like we all got the opportunity to look at contracts. We all got the opportunity to negotiate. That's a lot of shit get lost in lack of communication, right? So I feel like even when shit going haywire is because niggas ain't talking it out, right? So depending on the level you at, you might be talking through teams or talking through attorneys, or it's like you got so many people creating a narrative in between the people instead of the two that might be affecting, right? So I think that like if people communicated better and then understood that like, if we was playing basketball on a one-on-one and you beat me, is we gonna not be friends? Or if I beat you, is we not gonna be friends? You're gonna be like, damn, he played better than me. Right. But when we start talking about it from a black and white aspect of what these agreements become, it's like people, they can't see past the fact that, yo, somebody just did better business than you. And just learn how to be better as a businessman.
Let me ask you this. So like, we definitely gotta be, we gotta understand like lessons definitely come lessons come from like our harshest moments, if that makes sense.
It's a fact.
So, but imagine if your harshest moment comes from a friend, right? So like, yeah, it's saying it sounds good to be like, we gotta learn how to be better in business, and I think that definitely teaches you that. But when it's a friend, it's like, yo, I don't know if you got something on a contract, right? Or let's say you don't have a contract, you shake hands because we friends, right?
Yeah,
a lot of times,
that shit happen. That shit happen a lot.
Right?
Them friendship agreements, these Jones, like them Jones.
That's going to smaller. That's going at right. We friends, right? We shake on it and we get bigger, you know what I'm saying? As creatives, as artists or whatever. And I want to go my separate ways. We can look at it and say, yo, he did better business, or friends is going to look at it like he stabbed me in my back.
No, for sure. I mean, like, because it's for sure personal when you enter into something on a loyalty agreement. Mm-hmm. That's personal. That means I trust you, right? But the reason, like, me and my friends, we do agreements. Mm-hmm. Like, they my dogs. We ain't never falling out over no money, no none of that. But we still putting this shit on paper.
Right.
Like, my friend would send me an invoice in a quick. I don't like doing buddy business no more because too much shit get lost in translation, and that's how shit get taken personal. Because that's putting too much trust on somebody to, like, you, at the end of the day, let's be real, right? We talking about friends, right? Our truest friendships, our most strongest friendships come from the ones that was tested. Mm-hmm. So the people you've been through shit with, right? So we can never say we know somebody until we see them in a certain predicament. And we might not know them in they second time facing it, right? So with that being said, is like, none of us know each other as millionaires to say what we gonna do when we get there. So to avoid that, I'd rather get it before we millionaires. I know you now. All right, come on, let's get this paperwork in order before we get to a point where I gotta sit here and hope that you do what you said you was gonna do when you was thinking in a completely different way. Because ain't nobody snitching till they getting questioned.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody bitching till it's time to step up. Everybody your man till it's time to handle your responsibilities. So when we think about being good friends, I value the friendships that was tested. Me and my friends did a lot of business together, and we know we high in value. We value integrity and morals and different shit like that. So we know we got dignity. So we know our word is bond. But even with all that being said, we still gonna iron this shit out in an agreement. So we ain't never gotta argue. Because this shit right here, you agreed to say this, you agreed to do this, you agreed to say that this was gonna be that, and this is what we splitting. That's just what it is. And we learn from niggas like the ones that came before us. You know what I mean? Like that's what they mistakes be for.
It's unfortunate that Jay-Z and Dame had to be one of those ones that came before us for us to learn through.
What happened with that? I know, but I don't. Like,
so,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't even want to speak on it because I don't want to like give false information. But I know basically like Jay-Z paid allegedly he paid to get out of a deal or a situation or something like that, or he paid for it. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about because I don't even want to.
You don't know this, and I really don't. I just know they split up.
I know, yeah. So like, but what happened is Dame thought he fucked him over. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't like that. So like, I don't know. That's why I say, I don't think it was a situation where it was just, all right, he did better business. It was something where they feel like their bond was broken. You get what I'm saying? And what I do know is just from watching a lot of old interviews that like Dame and Jay were like them guys. You know what I'm saying? Like every time Jay did an interview, like shit, you couldn't not hear about Dame. You know what I'm saying? Like he would always talk about, like they talk about each other because like they were that close. So like for something to happen for them to split, I can see how it can be frustrating for the person that feel like he got the short end of the stick.
And I think like like I said, because I don't know the logistics of it, I can't say who did better business or whatever. But if I'm speaking just from what we could see, like I think that they vision just kind of started to take its own courses. And I just think that anytime you're going through that type of breakup, in a sense, it's going to be messy. It's no different than if we looking at relationships. Like if one person seeing them spending the rest of their life with you, but you got different plans that don't align with theirs, and you go on to do different for yourself that might bode better for you, and they take it like you spiting them, it's like it's just getting lost in translation, and it's like it's just not being communicated effectively or being interpreted, because it's like, damn, you doing what's best for you while I'm trying to do what's best for us. And everybody don't got that for us mindset, but that don't mean that they wrong for having their own vision.
And I think that's a different conversation that we can go into, and it comes with like the threshold, right? Because like we could be doing what's best for us for a certain amount of time, and I could just, my threshold could be, I don't know, I could get over it faster than you get over it.
Right, facts.
And I feel like a lot of times we look at it and we look at people like, okay, when they are over something, we look at them as, we take it personal. Like, man, they shouldn't be over it because I'm not over it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes a lot of times our threshold is different. We got to learn to accept that. But again, a lot of things is as easy as said and done, especially when that money is on the table.
Yeah, I know. And I think that like to kind of segue into a more broader perspective on it, like you said, is like everybody is kind of growing at their own pace, right? So expecting somebody to stall their growth or expedite their growth to keep up with you is almost like you kind of setting yourself up for that letdown, right? Because I look at life like a walk,
It's an impossible expectation.
Let me give you an analogy, right? Imagine going on a walk, right? So like I'm gonna give you 3 examples, right? Matter of fact, I don't even gotta specify who you going on a walk with. You going on a walk, and it's one or two things gonna happen. You either gonna speed up to walk to their pace, or they gonna slow down to walk to your pace, right? But I feel like life shouldn't be like that, right? I feel like you should be able to walk at your pace, right? And then imagine, and this happens when you holding hands, right? You holding hands with somebody, y'all walking, so somebody either walking slower than they normally walk, or they walking faster than they normally walk to keep up with the other person. But say if y'all don't hold hands, y'all say, all right, you walk and I walk. Now, if they walking faster, then naturally they're gonna walk past you and they're gonna walk out your life. But on your journey, you're going to be walking and you're going to be meeting the people you need to meet at the time you need to meet them, because you're on your path, on your journey, and they'll be doing the same. But when you holding hands with somebody and you're trying to take that walk with them, and it's not naturally on the same pace, like if you can't walk with somebody without holding hands and walk at the same pace, then it's going to let you know eventually somebody going to end up going farther than the next person. And as individuals, we got to know that. So if we walking together, it's like everybody go to high school from 9th to 12th grade, y'all could walk down the aisle together, but this person might go to a trade school. This person might go to college. This person might become an entrepreneur. Ain't nobody wrong in their destination. It's just about knowing your pace and standing on that and not being mad like, oh, I'm about to go do a trade. We all graduated together. Why you going to college? Or why you become an entrepreneur? Everybody got their own pace in which we going to operate at. So if we understand that, then when you get to those different thresholds that you're talking about, it won't be taken so personal, because it's like, damn, all right, everybody can see that Hill was going in that direction, Wolf was going in that direction, Mad behind the camera was going in that direction, G was going in that direction. Everybody can see that. But if niggas like, yo, we all for one for all, we all going here together, and a nigga get out the car like, this my stop, and nigga like, oh, he gave up. Or a nigga be like, damn, we all give up, we keep going, oh, he left us back there. Like, no, y'all got out, I kept going, or y'all gave up and I still believe.
So I mean, no, you're right. I think honestly it depends on who you are, because I think, again, me personally, I think a lot of these things are easier said than done, because like when we're young, we're kind of like we're ignorant to it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we make, even when it comes to relationships, but let's just keep it at friendships, right? A lot of times like we in this together, you know what I'm saying? Just me and you, or us against like whatever, however we look at it, like, I don't know. Remember we used to say things for life, like whatever your set was for life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but what I will say is, I don't disagree with what you're saying. Right. But at the same time, I've seen the other side, right?
100%.
What I say, like, even like Nipsey Hussle, right? His story was so great because he had times where he could have took deals, but it didn't fit him and his team. Right?
Yeah,
and
for
he spoke on that, and I think it's rare. It's not as you don't see it as often as you see the other side when it comes to like just doing your own thing, you know, like separating things like that. But I feel like it has been done.
So that's the thing, though. And see, everybody that know me know I've been with the same team since everything I did. I've been with the same team, and I've even been in predicaments where it could be something as simple as going somewhere without my guys and they can't go, and I elect not to go. But that's who I am as a person, right? But I never spite the person that makes the decisions that they feel like is best for them. But a lot of the thing, like even when we say like, you know, shit be easier said than done, it'd be like I understand like we could all be in a particular place, but it's about like really kind of showing people like where they need to get to, because it's like I can't be mad at somebody for being naive if they never been conscious or made aware of what the possibilities of something else could look like. But the moment we make you aware of it, we can now hold you accountable. So we looking at it like, all right, boom. I'm not gonna take it personal. See, because if people do backdoor fucked up shit, you're a fucked up individual. You can't make no excuse to that. You can't justify that. That's the word I'm looking for. You can't justify that. But in the event, I'm not talking about when we get to a deal and the nigga like, oh, I'm signing this deal and you on your own. No, it's one of them drones where it's like, yo, I see myself going to the NBA. You see yourself going to the NFL. You see yourself becoming a doctor. We clearly have 3 different life paths. We're not so many friendships end because of that, when in reality is like, nah, we should be able to stay grounded at the foundation of who we are and still maintain friendships even though we're going in different directions. I wasn't saying that a nigga could get over on somebody and it just be cool, because a lot of the times we is going to feel some type of way. Like we seen it at the smallest level. Like we from the hood. Like a nigga, your man could get a job and you feel like he ain't put you on, damn, why you ain't tell me your job? We seen it at the smallest level of poverty.
And even
you get
the
what I'm
level
saying?
of like, just like, you know, people don't understand. My mom used to always tell me like, I got the right to change my mind.
100%.
And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that, because when we talking about these broken promises that we're giving, I'm really talking about the
broken promises.
Yeah, the promise that we saying like it's us into the end, right? It's us for life. Like even if like, let's not even say you want to go to NFL, I want to go NBA. We both like we want to go to NBA, right?
Right.
And then once I'm like, yo, you know what? I got an opportunity to play football. So I'm gonna play football, but you don't have no skill in football.
Yeah.
So as friends, you might feel hurt because it's like, damn, man, you left me behind.
Yeah, 100%.
When in reality, I just took the opportunity that was best for me. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like because we make these broken promises in the beginning, that's where it fucks up, and it's harder for somebody to understand and just understand that and just let it go. If that makes sense.
That's why in the 4 agreements, when they say don't take anything personal, when we do that, we make it about us. Oh, he leaving me, or she leaving me, or this person doing this to me, and it's like somebody said this shit, and this shit it was my mentor. He said what fucks me up is that somebody has the audacity to think that you thinking about them when you making decisions. Like they that important in your life. I said, damn, that's real, because you could just make a decision. You could go eat. Damn, bro, you gonna eat without me? Like I wasn't even thinking. I was just thinking about me being hungry. I wasn't thinking, let me not call this person to eat. Like nobody's thinking that malicious and spiteful. You see what I'm saying? So when he said that, it's like that's how people gotta start grasping the concept and just understanding, like, dog, if a motherfucker want to do this, and that don't mean that it's to spite you. You're not being left behind, or that don't mean you excluded. It just mean that you should encourage and be like, yo, you know what? Damn, my dog figure out what he want to do. This works for him. This works for me. We can still meet at the finish line. Like we don't always got to ride in the same car. Like it's good. That's the ideal situation. We from the hood. You want to stay with your day ones, and I encourage you to. But staying with your day ones don't mean y'all got to travel there together. Yeah. That just means when you get there, they can still come.
Open the window, open the door, give me a ladder, something.
You get what I'm saying? It's like I'm never going to leave or forget my niggas. Like me and my niggas are running 2 different operations right now. They in Philly run an operation. I'm in Atlanta building my own foundation, my own empire. But we talk and communicate. Although we not doing business like we used to do back in the city together, we still know, like, if they shit pop, that shit count.
So let me ask you this, and I think again, I'm not really too sure, so I don't even want to speak on the Jay and Dame shit no more. But like, let's say we make a deal, right?
Yeah.
And we say, you know, the only way to get out this deal is to pay $1 million or some shit, right? So let's say I got a business proposition for me, or it's really for us, but it's for me to take what we is because the opportunity I got is from what we built together, right? So let's say I got a bigger opportunity on the table, but it came from what we built together. But in our contract, all I need to do is pay you $1 million to get out of it, right? So I get this opportunity. It pays me, let's say it pays me $10 million, right? But I pay you the $1 million that says, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We can get out of it. So I did good business, but how do you look at it? It's like, is that still shady?
I think that when you're looking at, if we talking about them in particular, we looking at Jay-Z, the businessman, And we looking
Let's
at,
not talk about them
hold
in
on.
particular because
No.
I really don't know if that's like. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
hypothetical.
Okay.
Hypothetically. All right, so you looking at Jay the businessman, and we looking at Dame as a friend coming in as like this, my brother. So like the brother is always going to feel like, why would you sell me out for some bread, right? This is why the brother, we can't say the brother's perspective is wrong, but the businessman perspective isn't wrong either. This is why it's just about who's viewing it and how they view it in. Because if you
So
look
where does
at,
loyalty come in?
I mean,
Is there no loyalty in business?
I think business is business, but it should be integrity in business. It should be integrity. Like you should always be a man of your word. If you say you're gonna do something, you should do it.
So what
but
is
when you say loyalty,
So what
I
is the
just tie
integrity
it to
come
your
into?
word.
Yeah. So what is
Your
the-
word. Your word is you said that the $1 million was the way out.
Right.
If I pay you this, so that's still I abide into the terms. The loyalty is you my dogs. I'ma still give you $5 million because we was 50-50.
Right.
But the business aspect, integrity is just like, no, nigga, this is the thing that it said needed to be done, and this is what was done. Me personally, I feel like I always ended up on the short end of the stick because of my loyalty, right? And I feel like now, at the age that I'm at now, I'm finally not taking shit personal. I told you, we talk about this shit all the time, where it's like, I reflect on shit like, damn, well, this person did what was best for them. And I'm only speaking because I was the nigga that took the shit personal. Like, damn, these people gave up on us, or this motherfucker did this, or this person did that. And then I realized I had to go back and reflect, and I had to really say, like, why am I making so much shit about me and the we that's left? I should just start focusing on the shit I'm trying to do. So now when people walk out my life, I ain't gonna lie, I find 10 benefits to losing people. Like when I lose somebody, instead of me soaking in what I lost, I literally write down on paper. I thought I had my book back. I'd put up my book and I say, damn, this shit ain't work. All right, here's 10 benefits to this shit not working. And this is what I'm gonna do moving forward. I'm not about to sit here and be mad at somebody for X amount of time because it ain't doing nothing but hurting me. It's hurting. It's like making me, you ever be mad at a motherfucker so much that you don't fuck with people that fuck with them because you mad? I don't got the energy there for that no more. Like when growing up, it was like, oh, you fuck with this person and I don't fuck with, so I ain't fucking with you. I don't want that. It's like, I'm not even mad, man. People gonna do what they want to do. And like my man say all the time, man, people gonna do some people's piece of shits and they gonna do piece of shit. And you just gotta accept that that's who they are. And
I definitely think you're right. I feel like when it comes to this friendship, even on the like we tying it into like personal wise, I feel like it's definitely friendships that I've lost over just a lack of conversation, right? And I feel like that definitely, it hits different because it's like, yo, we could still be friends if we just had that conversation.
Talk, that's a fact.
But at the end of the day, I do feel like it is a pride in me that's like, yo, I'm not trying to engage. I'm not trying to jumpstart that conversation either, if that makes sense.
What would that stem from though? Like, is it because you feel like it ain't your job to do?
I mean, shit, I'll tell you, I got a situation right now that I think about like pretty, I don't want to say often, but often, right?
Yeah.
So, as a friend of mine, and we was cool. We wasn't like best friends and brothers, but we was like brothers.
Yeah.
Like we wasn't like brothers, but we was.
Yeah, I was alright.
Yeah, we was niggas. Like
Yeah.
we was niggas for real. Like I would always, if anything happened, I would always make sure he's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And same, and I think he would do the same for me. So I say this to say, you know, our people that we were close to started getting close, if that makes sense. Like our closest friends became close friends.
Yeah.
Right. So and they started hanging out together and things like that. And I guess like I had a feeling about it. I didn't really like it, I guess, and I spoke on it publicly or whatever. What, like just trying to like,
What
you know,
mean about the mutuals becoming mutual?
yeah, and how I didn't like it, whatever. My opinion on it.
Yeah.
And I guess he felt the way because that was his close friend or whatever. And I guess he.
Wait, what you mean though? Like, you can you give me the best of your ability, kind of
So,
paint
so
a scenario?
Yeah. So basically, yeah, our closest friends,
Yeah.
our closest counterparts started getting friends with each other. Right.
Yeah.
They wasn't friends in the beginning.
These men or women though?
They're people. So
Okay.
they got close to each other.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't particularly like my counterpart hanging with his counterpart or whatever.
So you also, okay, I get it. I'm
So,
following you now.
Right. So
I'm following
I
you now.
spoke on it publicly or whatever, and I guess
What did he feel offended?
I don't know because we ain't had the conversation.
Gotcha.
So, but what I didn't like, to be honest, was is because like we as friends, we always said, bro, we men, and if we feel any way about
gonna
each other,
talk
we
about
always want to come to each other first. And a situation happened prior where it was a feeling. And he didn't approach me, and I had to pull up on him like, yo,
Yeah.
bro, if you fell away, just tell
say
me.
something, right?
You know what I'm saying? If I'm wrong, I'll apologize.
Yeah,
We're not.
yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Shit, if we got to, we can fight and still be, because we friends. I'm just saying, like, we friends. That's what niggas.
No,
I'm
I
thinking
feel that.
that's what homies do for real. So
Go
like,
in the backyard with your brother, get your shit off, come back in like
because
nothing
that's how I
happened.
look at him as a friend. Like
Yeah.
I don't look at him like somebody like fuck you. I look at him as a friend.
Like, let's
so
fix-
I'm
let's
willing
mend
to
it.
go to that.
Yeah, let's mend it,
Like
right.
other people, I'm not like, I'm not about to fight.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it happened once before, and like, you know, I didn't fuck with that because we literally just had the conversation like, yo, if you feel away, if we ever feel away about each other, we're gonna talk
about it, right?
You know what I'm saying? He didn't do that. I approached him, we talked, we squashed it. So this time, although I understand because it's like it's somebody that's close to you, but I still don't, because we gave each other our word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with it because it's like, my nigga, you could have came and spoke to me. If you ain't like it, you could tell me, yo.
So you saying the fact that you spoke publicly about it, you like, you should have just said, he could have addressed you like, yo, I wasn't feeling with you, how you went about that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He probably don't like that I spoke publicly about it. Yeah. Honestly, at the time now that I look at it, it's over. I look at it like I was speaking on my personal situation. I was being transparent in my situation, but I guess sometimes you gotta be cognizant of how your situation is affecting others. So I guess
that's a fact.
Me speaking on my situation had an effect on somebody else
because they attached to it.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I understand it, but so because I understand it, it's like part of me do be wanting to reach out, but it's like, my nigga, nah, you broke the code. What we said, what we shook on. Like,
but it's like one of them things where you know you're moving out of pride, and I don't know him, but it sounds like y'all both being prideful.
I know I'm moving out of pride, though.
But it just really come down to like really like if it's a friendship worth mending, right? Because like I had a couple situations that was like, you know, I had to ask myself like, all right, if I had this conversation, what's next? What do I expect? Like, do I want an apology? Do I want to fight? Like, what do I stand to gain from talking about this shit? And if it ain't nothing on the other end of it like that I care for, then I won't have it. But because I'm a communicator. But if literally the conversation does not have to happen for nothing that's going to be conducive to something positive moving forward, then it's like, man, we could just agree to disagree and move forward.
And I think that's where I'm at, because, you know, of course, J. Cole got the famous line, "Pride is the devil." And it's true, but at the same time, I think
I don't know why when you said J. Cole, J. Hill played in my, like, I thought you were talking in third person.
Nah, hell no.
Like, J. Hill got that.
But you know, like, a piece of being a man is our pride and our dignity, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes it's okay to stand on that. And sometimes, like, as open as I am, I still have, I got that small piece of, that's what keeps me being me.
I think I get, and I agree. I think that, like, we got to know what we talking about, the pride, right? It's like, being a man, like it's you could take pride in that. Being a stand up man, a provider, a man of your word, man of your word. You feel what I'm saying? But when we being prideful about not having discussions, that's a little different. Cause it's like if you was mad at your shorty, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no pride. You're like, you know what, man? I'm gonna call her. Like fuck it. It's like friendships, relationships, all of that shit. Is like when it come down to communication, if somebody is worthy, like if me and my brother ain't speaking, I really ain't got no pride. Like I'm a fix. Like yo, bro, let's talk about this shit.
If your brother does something to you, right? I'm assuming, right? Okay. He does something to you more than once, right? I mean, and your brother is different because that's your brother. You know what I'm saying? Like
no, this ain't even blood.
Okay, but let's say
I'm just saying like my dog.
Right. Let's say your dog does something to you more than once.
Yeah.
You know, I think, to be honest, sometimes we are. I don't want to say, I think it's blissful, right? And
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think we're ignorant intentionally. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a fact. Because
when it comes to,
you don't got to take accountability.
Yeah, so when it comes to certain people, we are ignorant intentionally. But when it comes to other people, it depends what you are with those people, right? So like, I'm not about to be intentionally ignorant with somebody that I don't have to be with. Like my girlfriend, I feel like I'll stay with you every day. You know what I'm saying? I might have to chunk up the deuce or surrender when I don't want to surrender a few times. That's my woman. That's why I share my space with every single day.
Y'all happiness is,
you know what I'm saying?
Like,
but
unified.
Somebody that's a homie, you know what I'm saying? I might not be as willing to do it. I might be willing to do it once or twice. That's why I said the first time, you know what I'm saying? We shook on it. I shouldn't have to come to your space and talk to you.
So when you say ignorant, you more so using is in the terms like rude context.
Nah, when I say ignorant, like just not knowing, right?
Okay,
so like,
all right. So we're on the same page.
So what I'm saying is like, you know, like, all right, your girl does something to you that you really don't like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I don't like this, but I'm going to speak to her. She might do it 5-10 times, and your threshold might be bigger because that's your woman.
Your patience,
because,
I see what you mean.
Your patience, but my patience isn't, I don't have that much patience.
You don't got that much tolerance because you don't have to deal with it.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why I say, yeah, it's a pride thing, it's an ego thing, but at the same time, it's also of me recognizing who is who.
And you got to understand, if the person, it comes down to this. If you weigh it on that scale and they're not that important to you, then it's just what it is. Like it's not too many. You don't have to revisit it because you already told yourself that, all right, this is my threshold, and they went over that. So that's a boundary. It's a boundary.
Exactly.
So we ain't gotta.
And that's what I mean by ignorant, because sometimes we shouldn't do this. And I feel like I don't want to be misleading when I say this or leading people astray. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like just as being human, sometimes we mistakenly let our partners cross our boundary because of the patience that we have for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It takes a lot of self-discipline to enforce, because some boundaries require enforcing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
When it's other people, again, like it could be a brother, it could be family, but some people is just not, I'm not willing to
No,
go down that road.
and that means your boundaries are a little bit more stronger. And I think that, like, shit, just talking about boundaries in itself is like people gotta learn how to set boundaries, because where people often mistake what a boundary is, they think it's like, all right, I said don't call me after 10, or I said don't text me on Sundays, or I said don't knock on my door, call me before you're on your way, and people supposed to just abide to it. No, they your boundaries. So that means that you have to enforce them, meaning that you are the only person on earth that have to respect your boundaries. You can set them for the world all you want. That's like a law. A law, if it's not enforced, then people gonna be breaking it. You only respect the law because of consequences. If they like, yeah, don't do this, but there's nothing that's happening behind it, then people gonna continue to do what the fuck they want to do because they trying to push whatever they trying to get across. So if you got a boundary and it's yours to enforce, you like, all right, I said this is where my boundary is. This is what I mean, and I'm standing on that. You know what I mean? So people of the world just need to know that.
Let me ask you this then. So when it comes to that, right?
Yeah.
In the business aspect, if we have a contract, but we are friends, like let's say we brothers, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, no matter what, I'm rocking with you, right? And then no matter what come, and I don't rock with you.
But listen though, we gotta think, bro. How many people had babies? Oh, we're gonna be together forever. They got married. We're gonna be together forever. It's life of the. You don't know who until they put in the predicament to see who they are.
But how does that make you feel though?
But listen, I'm a man of character, right? And like I said, when we talking about character, I will lose respect for somebody's character. But the businessman side of me has no choice but to respect that.
Yeah.
So it's like character. Oh, all right, this nigga, he ain't that whatever that brothership loyalty shit don't mean nothing to him. But that nigga could get the deal done.
Right.
And it's like this is a newly established mindset for me within the last maybe 3 years, because everything leading up to that, my mindset was different, right? But through the books I read and just really trying to understand, like, how can this be eradicated as a problem in my mind? And the best way to do it was to separate it. Like, all right, character-wise, this person is not who they say they are. But it's like this, right? Let's be real, right? Let's say a motherfucker he a videographer, right? This nigga's a habitual liar, right? But the nigga get the shit to you on time. He's the best cameraman you ever work with. You're not gonna work with him because he be lying in his other life?
That shit don't got shit to do with me.
Got nothing to do with you, right? So I know it's a thin line when it's friends, but when we talking about character, like, you could see, like, this nigga character is flawed, but this person is good at what they do. So I'm not hanging with this nigga. Like, I can't hang with a nigga like him. He lied too much. He gonna have us in some bullshit. But I will subcontract him to do my video.
That's before you hang with him. What if you already hang with him though?
I think that's
what I'm saying.
But if you hang up with a nigga, then you should know your personnel, right? You know your team. Like, you know a nigga you not giving the ball with 3 seconds on the clock. He can't shoot. I'm not trusting him with that shot. But a nigga that you would have trusted to take the shot, he did some bullshit. Yeah, you're gonna be disappointed.
That's what I'm talking
about. And that's why I
about.
don't disagree with you, because that's why I say naturally it's like nothing even wrong, because we're gonna take it personal because it's personal. It's like, yeah, you my dog. Like, fuck this business shit, fuck the money shit, you my homie. But it's like when you looking at it from the grand perspective of somebody who's not emotionally attached to it, they not looking at it like that. They looking at it like, this nigga did this and that worked out. Like,
nah, fast.
But I don't know. I think just to kind of get away from it, just to say, I just think that I'm happy with going back to them, because I know we talked about a lot. Everything wasn't about them. I'm happy that he gave him that acknowledgement, and I'm happy that he accepted it and then took the initiative to putting out whatever statement saying that he ready to call it quits on the feud. That's so powerful, bro. It only took 20 years, but shit, we alive to see them break up and fix the shit. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I just feel like we witnessed some real historical shit, just being able to see both aspects of it, seeing them feud for all these years, whether subliminally or on the surface.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Now they cool again. Well, I don't know if they cool again, but now the shit is aside.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit.
You know you is. Come
on. I think, I don't think it should be big news. Part of me feel like it shouldn't be big news.
Oh, you said it shouldn't be big news. I thought you said good news.
Big news.
Okay.
I say that because at the end of the day, like, this is a small part of me. I'm trying to reach. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it on it. I'm reaching. I'm intentionally reaching.
Yeah, no, but I want to see where this goes. I'm definitely interested.
I just want to make that known. So I say that to say, I feel like Jay should, like, one, Dame, why you care about him validating you? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does that matter? Like, yeah, if somebody asks you, I don't know if somebody asked the question. If somebody asks you, yeah, it's dope that he did that, right? But why even, like, what, bro? It's 20 years, right? Like, it is what it is. If you want to hit me up, I think you texting me personally is more. I get more from that than you saying it in the speech.
Bro. Fuck no. I can't.
You text me personally saying, yo, bro, my bad, dog. I know you've been going through some shit. Let's talk.
Because that could have happened 10 years ago.
It could have.
But the thing is, when something happens publicly, it makes sense when it's also, if a fire starts publicly, it makes sense to put it out publicly. Now, I'm not saying that you owe the public, because he did that out of the sincerity of his heart. Nothing happened. He was like, oh, let me go issue this statement. He was just in a moment getting inducted into the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he acknowledged the people that started with him.
Right.
That's big. So it ain't about validation. It's about you knowing, like, all right, you letting the world know, like, nah, like that shit counted too. And even when me and you be talking about all of the different people that we helped, right? Now, we don't complain about not getting validated, but we do understand that it's like, damn, motherfuckers will forget what you did for them. Yeah, is that true or not?
No, that's a fact.
So for a motherfucker to spin the block all these years later and be like, yo, if, like, this person was a big part of my success, like all of this started with that. And because of this person, that person, it feel good. Like, we ain't gonna act like you ain't gonna feel good.
It does feel good, but you should have been did that shit. First, one, right? And two, I just feel like, yo, yeah, we talk about the niggas that we help put on, right? And them not acknowledge us. And that's upset. That's upsetting, but them acknowledging us don't deserve a Grammy for that.
No, and that's why I said, oh, so
you know what I'm saying? Like,
you said, but the big news isn't the acknowledgement. The big news is two men who have had a public feud, no different than Gucci and Jeezy coming together and mending it to show black men that's who are successful, that we can mend and do conflict resolution, and we don't have to feud and be divisive and, you know, always be oppositions to each other. So it's like, if you ain't spoke to your dog in 10 years and y'all do it behind the scenes, then there's nothing, the culture don't benefit from that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's why I said it's big news. But to your point though, I do agree that statement doesn't validate, validate them.
Oh, what about it?
Oh, I'm not. I guess he's saying with the other.
Joe Budden breaking up with Roy Moore.
I don't know nothing about it.
What about it, man?
Oh yeah, I gotta look into it. But basically, just them speaking to it publicly, it'll give somebody who might just be two random niggas from the hood, like, damn, if Jay and Dame could fix it, me and you could fix it.
Right now,
you know what I'm saying? Two cousins or whatever. So I think that's why I was like, you know, it's big news. Like, I thought it was dope. It's leading by example, and you have to set the example. We are role models. So you can't just do certain shit and then not come back as a man and fix it to show other men what that look like.
But is that even fixing it, just giving you your just due? Is that fixing
it?
Yeah,
because they don't got to be friends again, but you just basically saying, like, I wouldn't be here. It's not a thing where it's like all else is just forgotten. It's one of the things where it's like, you know what? That motherfucker grew up because he didn't do it 10 years ago. So this shows where he at today, and he ain't forgive him 10 years ago. So these are two grown ass men that grew in these last couple years.
He also ain't getting inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 10 years ago.
Well, then we would never know, I guess, in that regard. But we also, I wanted to ask you about motherfucking really just like, what is wealth to you? You know what I mean? Like, I know we talking about shit that occurred over wealth. So like, what wealth look like to you?
Wealth, to be wealthy? Oh man, I think it's partially about just how you feel mentally.
Okay.
I feel like it's definitely
mental wealth.
Yeah, first your mental health, right, and how your stability when it comes to your mind. Mm-hmm. I definitely think a part of that comes money. Okay. As a man, I can't even sit here and lie, because as a man, to be wealthy and to be mentally wealthy, honestly, comes with who you can provide for. Okay. And that's just is what it is for me. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So it's like, what can I do for my family? Do my family need for anything? And then it's about myself. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like right after my mental, then my family, then me. I think that's what wealth is right there. Like, I feel like if my mental is okay, cool. Is my family straight? Is my family straight? Am I straight to do whatever I want to do? You know what I'm saying? Right. And honestly, I feel like I can minus one. Like if I'm okay, you know what I'm saying, my family straight and I don't need to worry about something, I still can be wealthy.
I agree. I think to kind of like tie everything you said together, I think it really, really, like, for me, it's like freedom. Like, but it ties into what you're saying, like, because that's really what it come down to, like being free, like free of worry. Like, I don't want to have to worry about how I'm gonna pay for this or how I'm gonna provide or what's gonna happen if something happened to me. And then on top of that, being able to create that, I want my successors and the people that come behind me within like my family tree to be able to benefit off of the work that I put in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if, cause like it's like Kobe just went up 400 M's and he ain't here no more.
Yeah.
So it's like that's the type of
That's
wealth I
wealth.
want, where it's
Facts.
like I ain't worried about how much money I have, but how much money do I leave behind for the people behind me to create more opportunities and, you know, for them to be straight. So when I think about it, it's really just freedom while living. So like, can I go where I want? Can I do what I want? Can I buy what I want? Now, everybody wealth to my definition will look different because we're going to want different shit.
Right.
So now we know from the Forbes list, they saying this is wealthy, but I'm saying from like a personal wealth standpoint, it's like, damn, I want to randomly take this trip on a Wednesday for 2 weeks and I don't want to talk to a client. I could do that. I want to do this for my kids and send them to private school, or I want to buy this for my mom. I don't have to think about checking my accounts to do this. And ultimately, it's like, I don't have to work for this shit neither. So this shit going to happen regardless because I didn't set up an infrastructure of different businesses that's running systematically to generate this money. So I just wanted to grow so I can continue to enhance my freedom.
I think wealth definitely changes though. I think it's the same thing at the core, but it changes over time with like goals, right? So
Okay. No,
I
I
feel
agree.
like for me right now, I want to be able to get in a position where, I don't know, my investment money can start making money.
No, facts. No,
So, like,
your baby's
now-
making babies.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
now I'm chilling, or even if I'm working.
Not my
on
babies. I got
job-
daughters. Not. I'm talking about the money babies.
Facts. Like if I'm doing my job, the shit that I invested into is making money.
No,
you
that's
get
a
what I'm
fact.
trying to
That's a
say.
fact.
So that way, I don't know. Like I can fall back on.
You
my
buying your
job.
time back.
Yeah, exactly.
You buying your time back.
And I think, but what happens is once that start to accumulate, now I'm looking for something else. Right.
Right, like how can I build up this stock portfolio, or how many real
Exactly.
estate properties can I buy? And I think that all ties in, and that's why I didn't go into a particular industry, and I just said freedom because I know everybody watching, no matter what they doing, that's what they doing it for. It's like we men and we right now we could be doing all right, we doing good, and we on the verge of getting to where we trying to get. But we still gonna always have that sense of damn, I can't live like this. I can't take a year off right now. I can't sit still for a year right now.
I want to ask you a question.
Not that I ever would want to.
Nah, facts. I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs, you can correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of entrepreneurs that I see, for some reason, downplay this 9-to-5 thing.
Dog, it's a burnout, bro. And I'm a serial entrepreneur.
I'm just trying to figure out
never
why.
had a job.
Why do people
Because
look so
it
frown
became
upon
it
it so
became a
much?
marketing strategy, right? So they started with down in college, right? Or you gonna go spend $60,000 on college and be in debt. You could go $60,000 in your business, but people are negating the fact that everybody has their own strengths, right? So LeBron and Tom Brady would never argue over who's the better athlete. They just gonna admire each other's greatness. Everybody not meant to run a business. Some people are meant to work for those businesses. If we keep clowning 9-to-5s, then who are we going to employ to build our businesses up? Because we can't all be solopreneurs trying to wear 10 different hats to make what? The same amount of money you're gonna make at a fucking job?
Yeah,
So
that's pointless.
neither one is more stable. And at the end of the day, some people are okay with like, I take creators all the time. If you're a creator, in order to free your creativity, you should get a job. Want to know why? Now, it should be a job that does not conflict with your creativity schedule, with your
And don't
creative
require
schedule.
much,
It don't
honestly.
require much.
Yeah.
But because you don't want to attach your passion to a price, because now we're in an era where everybody think they're supposed to get paid for what they're good at, and it's like I get it because like I'm in that realm. But I'm also in that realm, and I really see how saturated it can get. And if you ain't good like me and fluid in what you do and being able to speak and negotiate and do these things, you might not see the success I'm able to see as an entrepreneur. So you still need that stability. So you're not saying, oh, I'm not touching the camera if I'm not getting paid. I'm not doing a flyer if I'm not getting paid. This is the shit you said you love to do. So niggas that played ball from elementary school all the way to college to get to the NBA wasn't doing it for the check. They knew that if they made it to the league, they would get a check. But I know niggas who went to college, was nice in ball. Now they playing in the Merrill leagues, but they doing it because they love to do it. But these niggas work regular 9-to-5s. So going back to the 9-to-5 thing is what if you are somebody with a 9-to-5 and this is something that you are okay with, don't allow somebody that's an entrepreneur make you feel like you're doing less with yourself because you are maximizing on what you want to do. Now, I do think if you have a 9-to-5, you should learn how to invest because you should still have money working. You should have a property or you should have your money in some type of stock. Learn something with that time. So while you're doing what you're passionate about and making your 9-to-5 money, you still have income coming in that's going to help your family develop wealth. If you're an entrepreneur, you don't have to downplay a 9-to-5 to get a client. Like, you don't got to make somebody feel stupid for not doing what you do, not doing what you want to do or doing what you want them to do, because all in the end of it, it's just one of the things where it's like, we don't got to down the place that we just was. A lot of these entrepreneurs used to have jobs. I said, fuck that job. I ain't fucking. And that's cool if that worked for you, but don't be mad at the chick who decided to stay because that might work for her.
And I'm pro both, man. I'm like, yo, do both because, like I've been an entrepreneur. I've had jobs. I did all of it, right? And I feel like, when you could be an entrepreneur, but that motherfucker, if you ain't mentally prepared, or not even mentally, if you ain't mentally and physically prepared to deal with the mountains and them ups and downs that you're gonna go through, then that might not be for you, right?
Yeah,
and even if it's okay with you, if you are there, I feel like having a job and having that extra stability won't hurt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times what happens is you're an entrepreneur, and like you said, you made a statement that I thought was intriguing, and he was like, you want to put your price on something, right? I'm not going to touch this camera unless I'm getting paid.
Exactly.
What happens is you get to that level, but then you got to go back.
No,
Because you can get there and have to, like, I remember, like I said,
that's a
like
fact.
me hosting, right? It's funny, like I thank God so much for where he's brought me when it comes to this hosting, because I remember vividly, like literally like yesterday when I was getting paid like $50 to come to an event. Shit, even free. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember
niggas pulling up for the free.
Bro,
for the 2 bottles in the section.
Shit, I wasn't even getting that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and to be able to like say, nigga, ask you how much you want, 1,000. Like, what am I talking about? You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
But at the same time, I know it's times where I moved to Atlanta.
You gotta start over.
You gotta start over, and that's a humbling process.
100%.
And if you ain't built
you
for
gotta
it,
be able to do both.
Exactly.
100%.
So it's like I feel like a lot of times, even if you are an entrepreneur, you gotta understand that you gotta humble yourself. You gotta reinvent yourself so many times, and that's why I think since we talk about Jay-Z, I think that's why Jay is so good to me, because he was able to reinvent himself. Like I feel like, and I know some people gonna hate me for this, and this is probably a bad example.
Yeah, come on, take us viral.
Yeah. So Nas, right? I feel like the difference between Nas and Jay-Z, when it comes to music, because Nas is a hell of an investor. Like nigga get into it.
Yeah.
When it comes to that bag. But when it comes to like making music, I feel like Nas remain Nas.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like Nas is Nas. Like Nas is Nas. But I feel like Jay-Z was able to tap into different sounds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nas
tried
elevate
it.
with the time.
Yeah, exactly. Nas tried it, but it ain't really working in his favor.
Right.
I feel like Jay-Z was able to elevate with the time. He did rock and roll shit.
Like,
He did, you know what I'm saying? And I feel
100%.
like that's helped.
Like nigga, if Instagram is popping, you shouldn't still be on MySpace.
Exactly, right? So I feel like as being an entrepreneur, you gotta be able to do that. You gotta be able to be a chameleon, and it's so hard sometimes.
You know when it gets lost in translation, when we think about knowing our worth, right? So like a lot of times, us as entrepreneurs, we go harder than somebody with a job because we wear 10 hats. Where though a job, you might have 10 objectives that you're gonna do every day, and your check gonna look the same. And somebody cool with that, but as an entrepreneur, we don't know where we're gonna get that bread from. So a lot of times we exhaust ourselves and we dilute ourselves and try to spread ourselves so thin to where though we doing so much to try to get this extra couple dollars to where though it's like I'm not trying to get less than what I'm worth. So it gets lost in translation with feeling like there's a difference between not getting less than what you're worth but not doing what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Like I'm a writer, so I wrote my book for free. Did I make money off writing my book? Yes. But did I say I'm not writing the book unless I get a check? No. But it's just knowing that, okay, the book is done. I did the work. Now I need to see how I can maximize on this and get some bread from it.
It's crazy because knowing your worth fucks up your value sometimes, right? Because like, yo,
that's a fact.
I know my worth, right?
That's a heavy statement, though.
And now I'm losing the bag because I know what I'm worth.
Yeah.
But what happens is
that shit transparent, bro. That's in relationships and all that.
What your worth is because of what you did, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me paint a picture, right? Let me paint this picture. Let's say I get a gig, so I get offered to host a show, right? It's in a different city. I know my worth. I'm worth, let's say, $500 a show, right?
Right.
I'm like, they not trying to offer me $500. They offer me $75, but it's going to be the opportunity to be in front of 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say 1,000 people. What happens is people say they know they're worth so much that they talk themselves out of a situation that can give them a bigger opportunity. It's not, and that's not, fuck the university, fuck whoever's giving you a job, right? Let's say yourself. Let's be smart. He's paying you half of what you're worth, right? Guess what you can do with that half? All right, I'm going to invest in flyers.
Yeah.
I'm going to invest in posters. So now I'm going to get
play.
posters. I'm going to come to this event and everybody's going to get a J-Hill poster.
He giving y'all a play.
You get what I'm saying? Everybody's going to get a J-Hill card.
100%.
Matter of fact, you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to have, after this show, I'm going to do Q&As. What did you think about the host?
100%.
What did you think about the event? But guess what? If you don't take that job, you're not able to do that.
Crazy thing is, a lot of the times people don't see the benefit outside of financial compensation. You got to be able to identify the opportunity for what it is.
For yourself, though.
Yeah,
not
100%.
even about with it. Because sometimes we look at it like, yo, man, fuck, I'm not going to lie. I've been a victim. I've been this person too. Fuck the opportunity, man. It's time to get paid. I've said this before.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But
I get it.
It ain't about the opportunity that somebody else is presenting you. It's about what you can present for yourself.
It's like don't stop worrying about what you're giving up and focus on what you're gaining.
Yes.
So many people is looking at their glass as half empty instead of half full. I'm always gonna view the glass as half full. What am I getting from this? See, so when you look at the shit and you like, damn, I'm losing $250 off of $500. If that's what the price is, I'm losing $250. But you negate the fact that you gaining opportunity to talk in front of 1,000 people, showcase your talent in front of 1,000 people, network behind the scenes with the other artists that might have got booked. You telling me that you wouldn't pay $250 for a ticket to do that?
Even your
I'd pay $250 to do that.
Even build your resume. To be honest, let's
100%.
Let's keep it 100, right? Let's in this game of like buying followers, right? If I told you right now that you can get 1,000 authentic followers, not fake robot accounts, like real niggas that's gonna come to you, right? And
support you and buy your shit.
Buy your shit, right?
Whatever you're
building.
building.
Part of your community for $250, you probably would do it.
Probably.
Right.
I'm doing that. I'm gonna put
10 times.
20 grand
right.
into that and see if I can get 200,000 followers out of that.
So guess what?
Because I'm gonna make that 20 grand back and with the first product I drop.
So guess what? What happens is people don't understand from these opportunities. If you play your part right, not the people that's hiring 100%. You, fuck all that. If you play your part right, you're making $250 to gain possibly 1,000 followers, 100%. Possibly to gain a community.
Bro, even with Facebook ads, like the conversions ain't that crazy. And niggas are spending. Nigga will spend $10,000 a month in Facebook ads to convert 1,000 followers and be happy at 10%. Like 100%.
You know what? You know why though? People are lazy. People don't want to. Everybody want to be the boss, but nobody want to
put the boss work in.
Put the work in to be the boss. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody want to be a boss. Everybody want to be a boss, but nobody want to take the responsibility of a boss. Do you understand that this comes with being a boss?
That's why I stopped calling myself a boss and I just start being a leader. Because if I lead, I'm gonna lead by example. You feel what I'm saying? And part of being a great leader is knowing how to be a great follower. So being able to take direction just as good as you able to give it. And I stay a student and not a teacher. So many people call themselves experts. I don't call myself an expert. I'm just a high-performing student, meaning that I know that when I go in any room, I'm seeking to ask the right questions to get the right answers so I could enhance my mindset, enhance my knowledge and my level of understanding for whatever it is that I'm trying to learn, and then I'm going to spread that amongst the people. So I'm the student that's going to tutor you. Bro. But I'm never calling myself a relationship expert, a motherfucking business expert, a marketing expert. I'm a student of all of this shit, and I'm constantly becoming a better leader by knowing how to be a better follower. This
conversations get me excited because it put me on my bag. Because I'm talking to myself too, because I used to really be good at this. Yeah. And I felt, I'm not gonna lie, like I fell back because I started to feel myself. Like I started to get these gigs that was getting a couple dollars. Damn, I'm Jay Hill. You know what I'm saying? But like, who the fuck is Jay Hill without Jay Hill putting in that work? You know what I'm saying? So now I'm thinking about it.
Crazy, like, I got a crazy story from Eric Thomas.
So facts. So I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yo, a lot of people, like, people don't understand what success is, right? Success is only when opportunity meets preparation.
100%.
Right? So like if you're prepared for it, then the opportunity meets itself, you're going to be successful 100%. No matter what. So what happens is a lot of times people get opportunity, but they ain't prepared for it. A lot of times what happens is even without
they don't even recognize it. You talk about get the opportunity. Yes, they don't even recognize
the opportunity. But what happens is because you're not prepared for it, you're going to get so many people want to be successful on so many levels, and they don't understand that so many devils come with these levels, right? But because they ain't
new devil at every new level.
Exactly. Because they ain't prepared for it, they don't know what's going to happen. So I'm so sorry that what's his name? Ruggs, right? Like in what's his Henry Ruggs, right? Apparently we're gonna say allegedly he was drunk, right? Hopefully he wasn't. We don't know what's going on, right? But a lot of times people, they get in these positions, right? And they don't understand that you might got to cut back on something. So now I'm in NFL. So guess what? I can't party every night.
I can't. I gotta be in the gym. I gotta be on the field. I mean,
right now I got this podcast. Now I can't talk. Now I got this podcast with millions of views. I can't talk as freely as I want and if I do, I gotta understand that it's gonna be some type of backfire that comes with it, right? They don't understand what comes with it. So because I'm not prepared for my opportunity,
you're gonna fumble. No pun intended.
The bag, no pun intended. So what happened? Like, and I'm being real. So a lot of people they want to be on these platforms, and it goes even down to the lower level of my college students, because I know I got a lot of college students that follow me. You know what I'm saying? People want to be the Mr. of their university. Now you're the Mr. It happened to me. I'll never forget. Like I was the Mr. Coppin State University, and I'm walking around campus neck rolling, right? So I'm representing the Qs. And somebody came to me and they said, "Yo, you can't be a Q and Mr. Coppin at the same time." And I'm like, "What?" But I am Mr. Coppin and I'm a Q. Yeah. But I can. But you can't. The university don't represent neck rolls, so you gotta cut back when you're in a situation.
That makes sense.
So a lot of times people don't understand that, yo, you gotta be prepared for these opportunities, and if you're not, you're gonna get into it, and it might be cool for them,
100%.
but you're gonna fumble that bag and you're gonna be hurt.
And then you gotta know that when these opportunities come, that sometimes it's gonna require you to go the extra mile. Like every opportunity ain't knocking on your door and saying like, okay, it's time for you to come with me. Here's your $1 million. Here's your opportunity. Sometimes that shit is on the other end of some shit you don't even recognize as an opportunity. Like at the end of the day, when I ran my press run for Cheating Is Not Cheating, I ended up on Hollywood Unlocked, Fox Soul. They talked about me on E! News. I ended up on your podcast, all because I was flying. I flew from Philly to Miami, Philly to Atlanta, Philly to LA, drove to Baltimore, all to put myself and my face in these different places because I understood that, okay, this is a nigga from Baltimore. Their opportunity created this opportunity. If I would have been not humble, would have just said, no, we're going to do this interview on Zoom. No, I'm coming to Baltimore. Now we develop a rapport. Now we in Atlanta doing a whole nother show. You follow what I'm saying? So it was people looking at the opportunities from a standpoint of feeling like the opportunity is just once they get it, that's just what it is. Oh, I got drafted. I'm in the lead. I make millions. Like that's no, motherfucker. The opportunity don't stop. You have to work twice as hard to stay there. And I was gonna say to your point, Eric Thomas, just to brief it, he was basically saying that a lion and a gazelle both get up in the morning and they start running. The gazelle was running from the lion is running after the gazelle. They both got to grind. If the gazelle don't want to get eaten, it has to outrun the lion or the slowest gazelle. If the lion wants to eat, it has to catch the weakest and slowest gazelle or just whatever the case may be. But the gazelle not just saying, oh, the lion is bigger and stronger than me, so I'm going to just lay down and let him be eaten. The lion not saying, oh, I'm the motherfucking king of the jungle, so they just gonna come to me and let me get my shit off. So when he said that shit, and it was on one of his tapes, and it was called Beast Mode, I was like, oh shit, these motherfuckers is playing with this shit.
Bro, speaking of opportunity, right? I swear to God, bro, a huge reason of my success, right? And I'm gonna say this publicly, DTLR, right? I got on DTLR radio, and I never forget. This is a real story. DTLR radio, DTLR in general is lit nationwide, right? It's lit. It's in Philly now. It bought up a Villa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yep. So it was DTLR was around before they bought Villa.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I never knew that. I thought they just was Villa.
Nah,
Villa.
They bought out DTLR. I mean, they bought out Villa. So DTLR is lit nationwide, right? Yeah. I never forget. I got on DTLR and I said, yo, I'ma show y'all that I ain't nothing to play with. Basically, I said, yo, I swear to God, I said, I'm gonna show you. I'm not gonna come over here and eat off y'all platform. I'm gonna show you that I'm lit. I swear to God, right now, y'all gonna remember me. And
that gotta be the mindset,
bro. I pitched the freestyle to him. The first day they was like, we don't have no money, da 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 da. So I did it on my own. Yeah. But if I was like, man, these niggas supposed to pay me, I wouldn't have got the opportunity. I did it on my own, and look how big the freestyles in general are.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Even built your platform, and you was able to make money off your brand.
Exactly. So a lot of times people don't recognize the opportunity that they got in front of them because they, oh my God,
because they wanted to look a certain way. Opportunity does not always look familiar. Sometimes it's going to look unfamiliar, but you have to recognize it. You have to say, damn, this is being intentional about the approach. What can I gain? Not what are you giving me to gain? How can I maximize on this shit? Like, how can I take this opportunity and capitalize, right? So it's like, we not just dropping a podcast. We making Instagram clips. We talk, the plans that we are creating is going to exceed the opportunity itself. Right. So it's not just about, oh, I'm a rapper and I got a chance to open up for this artist. It's like, no, I got a chance to open up for this artist. I got backstage passes to network with these motherfuckers. I'm going to take pictures with these niggas. I'm going to do this. I'm going to sell my merch. I'm going to get these amount of fans. It's deeper than just picking up the microphone and opening up for a particular artist.
It's about the work that you putting on. Like, and also another story, bro, when I was at DTLR, they had that picks, right? Of course, they got that picks. They got that people that's on air every day, right? Yeah. So because they work there, they're there every day. 100%. Right? So I have an actual show. It's on the weekends. It's a real life story, bro. Every Saturday. And I never forget, like, all their talent, like their radio personalities, they be getting flew to fucking Atlanta. I'm in Baltimore at the time. They get flown here, Chicago, and all this and all that. And I'm like, yo, like, everybody's complaining. That's not everyday. That's not in an everyday slot. They like, yo, they got their picks. They need to let other people be a part of things. Da da da. Somebody told me, and a big part of being prepared is listening, right? Somebody told me, they was like, yo, you just gotta be around.
Yo, so that's a fact.
They like, you gotta be around. Mind you, I got a full-time job, right? I'm like, all right. Everybody complaining. I'm like, all right. Every day, I swear to God, real life story. During my break, I would drive. DTR is in like Hanover. Like, I'm in Baltimore. It's like a 30-minute drive. I'm driving to DTLR every day just so I can say hi to the people in the office because they say you got to be around. Guess what? Like, I remember the opportunity came to like go to ATL, some car show or something like that. I'm in the office because I'm just coming. They yo, Jay, you want to go to ATL? Sure,
of course
do.
I want to go. Yeah,
nigga, what? Okay. But it wouldn't happen if I didn't just be in the presence of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
another thing, like, even when you think about it like this, right? Say if you got the opportunity to clean up at a fucking mastermind summit with all these billionaires, some people would be like, man, I ain't about to go in there and be the janitor. But somebody else would be like, I'm in the room getting to listen in on the conversation for free. People pay $50,000, $100,000 to be a part of these different large level masterminds and you in there serving hors d'oeuvres. Nigga, if you keep your fucking ears open, you getting that $50,000 ticket for serving food.
But guess what, bro? Even further than that, right? If you come prepared, right? If you got an idea, my nigga, don't put me in a room as 50 Cent. Cause I got 1,000 ideas and I'm coming them correct. And people don't think outside the box, bro. People go to these meet and greets.
They go back to the pride. People,
you know what I'm saying?
People
Bro,
got too much pride to walk up. They
I meet
scared
somebody
to rejection.
at a meet and greet, right? I'm coming with some hand sanitizer. Know why? Cause everybody ain't coming like that. They ain't even thinking about that. I'm coming, bro. I was in the same hotel as I think Lil Wayne or somebody, right? I sent them a bottle of champagne to his room with a letter because I heard he was in the room with his girl. Yeah. Yo, enjoy your date. Da da da. My name is J Hill. Just my Instagram is this. You know what I'm saying? Like things you're not thinking outside the box. If you're a janitor or if you serving hors d'oeuvres, cool. Come with 1,000 fucking business cards. Put it on every table. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Come with some
if that's if they allow that shit, but yeah, try it.
But they might not know. You slide that shit on the table. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you definitely got to be willing to go extra mile.
Always you got to think outside the box too, bro. Like stop thinking so regularly. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to be extraordinary, be extraordinary. Niggas want to be extraordinary with fucking regular efforts, and that shit bullshit.
No, that's a fact. And I think that when we go back to saying social media, it made motherfuckers lazy. It made them think that if they blow up in a room that they actually got some power. But it's like, nah, you got to get out here and do the work. Facts. Like you gotta. The strength is in the streets, and I'm not talking about the streets of the inner cities. I'm talking about being accessible, being around, putting your face in different places, putting your energy in different rooms, so people can feel your energy, feel your presence, and showing somebody that you're willing to do what the other people not. What separates you from the pack? What separates you from the herd? What are you gonna do to put yourself in that position to be like, nah, that motherfucker moving? Like being able, it's like going back to the basics, guerrilla marketing. Passing out flyers, passing out business cards, not just expecting somebody to know who the fuck you is because you popular on Instagram. Who gives a fuck? When you get in front of a bunch of lit motherfuckers and everybody popular, then what's your next form of leverage?
I'm going to challenge everybody right here, man, because I know it's the pandemic and right now the hand sanitizer thing might be played out. But like before the pandemic, I swear to God, I used to go to a meet and greets with hand sanitizer. Why? Because you're shaking a bunch of niggas' hands.
Nah, that's a fact.
Nobody is thinking to bring somebody hand sanitizer. This is before the pandemic.
That shit might still work.
It might. You know what I'm saying? So like, nigga, what the fuck? Why the fuck you give me hand sanitizer?
Yeah.
Bro, I know you got 1,000 people to come meet you.
Yeah.
I was thinking about you, know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
Damn, that's dope as shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now
you adding value.
Now you adding value
100%.
to somebody, right? A lot of people always saying, what is it going to do for me? Nah, what can I do for somebody else?
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
so
my friend was just saying that too.
Next time you go to a meet and greet, research somebody, right? Go to like one of his, like a bunch of random interviews and just listen to what they're saying. Listen. And if you can make them replay their deepest thought in their mind multiple times, they're going to remember you.
No, that's a fact.
Period.
That's a fact. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to say J Hill has spoken like 3 times. No, you popping your shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like he hitting y'all with gems and he giving y'all real life strategies that like these is real life marketing tactics that will work. But you gotta do the shit. Like you gotta put some
sound
skin in
good,
the
but you gotta do it.
You gotta do it. Like but it's somebody out here that's gonna accept that challenge, and you just enlighten them to something. You just gave them a game, and you gave it to them from some shit that actually worked for you. So we ain't throwing out hypotheticals. You gave them a strategy that you like. Nah, like when I went into these events, I understood that we about to be shaking enough so many hands. Man, I'm gonna be the cleansy nigga. They gonna remember the nigga that gave me hand sanitizer. And I'm gonna tell them my name, and I'm gonna fuck around, get them to follow me and engage, and I'm gonna tell them what I got going on because now they interested because they understood that I was a forward thinking individual. You know what I'm saying?
Man, take advantage of everything around you. I remember I was fortunate enough to like interview like Joe Budden, and this was before like niggas started like screen recording the what is it? Clubhouse, right?
Yeah,
so
you was one of the second niggas that put me on Clubhouse, but you sent me, you was like, yo, get on this shit.
So
you might have told me about it first.
I didn't even know. So what happened was, bro, I swear to God, I'm letting the game come to me, nigga. So if you know Joe Budden, like Joe Budden hate to talk about like anything serious because that's his life. So when he on Clubhouse, he's bullshitting, talking about bitches and all this, right? So I'm on Clubhouse and they talking about, I got a girl, my girl was in the room sleep. I know she hate that I'm on. They talk about just dumb shit. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm just up listening. Man, so you know how some people be blocking on Clubhouse, right? Like if it's a celebrity in the room, like somebody that's like if they cool, they like, man, they don't want no fans on stage.
Yeah.
So like I'm just rocking. I'm talking about the conversation what they talk about. I don't even want to talk about this shit. Like,
right.
I don't even care about this shit, but I'm talking about it. Next thing you know, the girl that ran the shit is asleep, and like it's just him talking. Like it's just a bunch of nothing going on. So I'm like, yeah, man. So it's just like, I'm a entertain. I do podcasts.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You gotta plugging this shit.
You feel me? But you gotta wait. Sometimes you gotta be patient. Sometimes being patient, sometimes being successful requires being patient.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Sometimes a lot of times niggas want to hop on. Yo, my man is da da da. Like nigga don't even want to hear that shit, man. Kick this nigga out the room, man. Fuck that, man. You gotta, bro.
Yo, I actually had that happen to me.
I'm trying to tell you, when it comes to this game, bro, you gotta be smart, bro. It's about infiltration. And if you don't understand what that means, like sometimes we gotta be our op to get in. Fuck it. And what I mean by this, bro, like yo, fuck these companies. But sometimes you gotta fit the part. You gotta dress the part. You might have to put on a suit and tie.
So when you say an op, what you mean though?
Like so, for example, I don't mean op, but like
no, that's cool.
I do mean op.
I just want you to
so for example, so let's say if you a nigga that dress down every day, that's you, and you want to get in. I don't know. You want to get in with let's say Rick Ross or something.
Okay, Rick Ross.
Let's say you want to get in Rick Ross, but his company wears suits. He might not wear, but his company. So you might have to dress the part. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You the op now. Like you ain't wearing suits.
You ain't being what you would want to do, but you fit the part.
I'm wearing suits just to meet with Rick Ross, right?
They say when in Rome, do what the Romans do.
Exactly. When in Rome, you do what the Romans do. So it's like, yo, sometimes you got to do that. So when I'm on the stage, I'm like, all right, these niggas talking about a bunch of shit.
You follow the flow of the conversation.
I'm following the suit, and guess what? Eventually, an opening is gonna come, and when that opening come, if you don't, that's when you gotta be prepared to fucking meet the opportunity.
I had a big slice of humble pie with that. It's so crazy. Enter in the room, not really paying attention, and I ain't gonna lie, I was operating purely out of my own ego. So that's what blinded me to what was going on. And this was right after I wrote my book, and I was juicing because I had just did a crazy clubhouse with a bunch of motherfuckers, Meek, Swiss Beats, it's 21 Savage, all these motherfuckers, and like they was fucking with. Like I got done speaking, Meek like, yo, you just said some shit, Wolf. So like for me, I'm juicing off that. So I get the opportunity. I'm in a smaller room with Spank, comedian Spank, and a couple other people, and he was just left Tyrese's room or whatever the case may be. And he like, yeah, I'm about to go. I'm a moderator over in Tyrese's room. I'm about to go back over there. So we like, this joint about to shut down. We about to just go over there with you. I'm like, yo, bring me up. Be like, all right, I'm gonna bring. He like start naming everybody he's gonna bring up. So we get over there, he bring me up. So I'm in there and I'm listening. They talking about relationships, ironically, and they talking about cheating or talking about being cheated on. So for me, I had got so excited in that moment, and I'm like, damn, I just wrote a book. This is like not even trying to plug the book, but really just the opportunity to speak to the topic. I was just excited, right? I'm juicing. And I just know I started speaking, and I just know he interrupted me. It was like, yo, Wolf, like we don't want to hear about that, whatever the case may be. And in the midst of him saying whatever he said to me, whoever was other moderator kicked me off the stage. Bro, that shit was so embarrassing for me, and nobody probably even knew or gave a fuck. Yeah. But for me, for one, I had to really self-reflect and internalize and realize, like, yo, I came in there being something they didn't ask for. They didn't ask for an expert in that moment. They just asked to tell a story when you got cheated on. So once they didn't give a fuck about whatever that was, it was one of them Jones where now when you say following suit, I'm giving you the reverse perspective of not following suit. So I had to learn, like, nah, nigga, when you get in here, like, you gotta shut up.
Blend in for a second.
Blend in and allow the opportunity to present itself where the further clubhouses would come. I wouldn't even mention my book, and people be like, yo, that's the boy that wrote the book. Yo, tell us about it, an opportunity to present itself. So for me, I needed that humbling moment because, like I said, I was just coming off the high horse of juicing, feeling like, oh, I just said some real shit on this joint. They fucking with what I'm saying. But that made me realize, like, the Wolf ain't always got to speak.
And sometimes you got to just let people understand their fuck ups, right? I mean, we was talking, he was like, man, sometimes you'll ask a question and you know the answer to it. Like, sometimes, like, when it comes to, like, being a leader, sometimes you got to let people fuck up.
No, that's
so
a
they
fact.
can trust you. So
That's
what happens is, like, yo, I'm going to come in like, yo, how do you think this should be done? You do it. It ain't done right. This is why you should listen to me.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't even an arrogant thing. It's just sometimes you got to come in and let a team be a team, because what happens is, even with my job, it's like you come in, you try to lay law and you try to like tell niggas what to do. Niggas don't even want to be a part of you. Like, nah, bro, you think you know it all, fuck you. That
come from being an effective leader. And that's something that I learned how to do myself. Like you said, like being able to allow people to kind of arrive at their own aha. Like you want that. You feel what I'm saying? Like so nobody could have told me not to, even in that, nobody could have told me not to go in there and plug the book, because it just made so much sense to me for what I wanted. Like, but I wasn't even thinking about necessarily the book, but more so just about the topic and being excited. But that didn't stop the intern. Now, other people got their own perspective on how it played out and felt like it was uncalled for, not on my behalf, but just in general. Yeah. But for me, it was a little crazy learning experience. Like, damn, like I got to humble myself, because it's a multi-platinum recording artist, movie star, this, that, and the third. Like, and I'm coming in here feeling entitled to this platform, and this ain't my platform.
Man, fuck them niggas anyway, man. You the Wolf from J Hill, man. You already know, man.
Episode 7, you know what I mean? We going up, trading thoughts, you know what I mean? This was an interesting conversation, And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to episode 8. I think we made good on timing. You know how I like to stay within that range. You know, we just was flowing, but I feel like this was that. So make sure you like, subscribe, and definitely follow us on Instagram at WolfWSC, at my guy
Mr._J Hill.
And yeah, make sure if y'all want to send us some type of sponsorships or whatever the case may be, get with us.
Send that shit.
Send it.